In all generations of Vantage system, there's always been a provision for including timers on your projects, allowing for timed events to occur without the need for the system owner to remember to act. Timers are one of the key elements of a truly automated system. Timers enable such things as outdoor lighting operation based on sunset and sunrise, or the shutting down of music amplifiers for the night, or the implementation of energy curtailment measures to reduce costs when subject to time of use metering, or to change the way system elements behave when a button is pressed or a sensor is tripped. Now, these are just a few examples of the many applications of timers. Now, with the release of version 3.3 of Infusion Design Center, the Vantage System Development Software Package, there is a new Equinox widget known as the Timer Widget that takes the concept of timers to a whole new level for the system user. It enables the need that most system owners have to let me play. This timer widget provides the system owner with a window on all the timers in the system, allows the user to manage these timers, and lets him or her create new timers. The timer widget is a powerful tool and brings a new dimension of power and control to your Vantage system. At the dashboard view of the Equinox Timer widget, we're presented with the timer occurrences that will run next in the system. Up to 3 occurrences are shown, and they are chronologically sorted in the order they will occur, each with the name of the timer, the time of the anticipated occurrence, its type icon to the left, and we'll explain this later, and a skip this occurrence option icon to the right. Now, this last element is the only control offered at the dashboard layer. Tapping this right icon causes the icon to toggle between a skip, which is active as indicated by an ochre color, or inactive, meaning that it is not skipped, as indicated by a white color. Now, if you do make the skip active, notice that there is a message saying skipping next occurrence. It shows it just briefly, and then the timer information returns, but now grayed out, remaining in its place within the order of occurrence, just in case you want to re-enable the next occurrence. As we tap the discovery dots to the top right, we enter the full page view level. At this level, we have 2 views we can swipe between. The view to the left is scheduled timers, an extension of the dashboard layer. Instead of only seeing the next occurrence of 3 timers, we have visibility of the next single occurrence of every enabled timer on the system in the order that they are anticipated to occur. The view to the right is timers, and here we can see and select for simple modification every system timer that has been selected for viewing within the current profile. If not selected for the profile, it will not appear here, although its next occurrence will still appear under the scheduled timers. A timer that is currently disabled will appear here to have its icon grayed out. As we tap on any timer on the page, a time adjust window appears. Here we can enable or disable the timer and or adjust the time that it will occur. The 3 icons that appear in the center of the window allow us to select between the timer occurring at a specific hour of the day or relative to sunrise or sunset. If we use the sunrise or sunset, then we have an offset capability in hours and minutes with 5-minute increments. If we select the clock, then we have an offset capability in hours and minutes that we can set any time of the day. We can set AM and PM. Now, if the profile has a 24-hour option set, then the AM PM disappears, and in its place we have the time represented in the 24-hour terms. The display of all timers will follow the format that we select for this profile. I'm going to go ahead with this one and select this to happen at sunset. From either full page view, we can enter into the edit view of the timer widget. Here we can select or deselect timers for viewing within the current profile, as well as change the order in which they'll be displayed. This order and selection affects only the timer's view on the full page view, has no impact on the scheduled timer view, nor at the dashboard view. Now the real power here lies in our ability to fully edit and add new timers. So let's first select an existing timer by tapping the edit icon to the right of the timer. Notice a notification appears letting us know that the effects of our editing will not be limited to the current profile, but all profiles will be impacted by our edits. We tap the word edit to proceed. Now at the top we can change the name of the timer. The next row of icons allows us to change the type of timer. Our options are daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly. Now let's explore these options for each type. So daily, with an icon of a clock, is used typically if we want the timer to run every day. By default, this will run every 1 day, but we can select for it to run every 2 days, every 4 days, all the way up to 31. Most of the time, it'll likely be selected as every day. A weekly timer with the icon of a 1-week calendar is useful for schedules that are based on weekly patterns. We can have something happen every day but Sunday, or we can have it happen Sunday only, or any combination that might be appropriate. We can have the event skip weeks, can happen every week, or can skip up to 5 weeks. The next option is the monthly timer, which is useful for specifying a numeric day of the month, such as the 13th of every month, or the second Wednesday of every month, or the last Saturday. There's also a last option. So there's a variety of ways that we can use this timer. And finally, the yearly timer, which is something of an extension of the monthly type, which allows us, in addition to setting the day of the month or the relative day of the month, it allows us also to select the month that we want this to happen. So say we were looking for something to happen on Thanksgiving, we would select the 4th Thursday of November. Now the when section below has some bearing on the use of the type as we've just seen, but it also has the time adjustment capabilities that we've seen previously to edit this timer. In addition to that, you'll notice that there is a restricted capability. This allows us to do this regularly, but only for a certain specific calendar range. This holiday lighting is a good example where I have it run from the 27th of November to the 1st of January, something that we want to happen every day, but only for the defined season. Now, there is a possibility that there's a final section at the bottom of the edit window wherein the timer's action is defined. Here it's blank, and that's because the timer is defined within Infusion Design Center and the action was assigned there. This is not editable within the user interface. We'll see this section when we add a user-defined timer, which we'll do right now. To add a user-defined timer, we'll first need to have a scene we can select for the timer to run. So let's visit the scene widget for just a moment to look for a scene that we can run. Now I'm going to refer you to the scene widget overview video for more details on the use of the scene widget, but I do want to point out a new feature in the scene widget designed to improve the usability of the new timer widget. If you have a scene built by adding individual lighting loads, those scene elements now have a room tag helping you manage the loads in this scene more easily. Now with this specific scene in mind, let's return to the timer widget and we will create a new timer. We'll go to the edit, we'll tap on the plus, and normally I would give it a new name. I'm going to just leave it as new timer for our identification here in a second. Now I'm going to have this be a weekly timer, and I'm going to have this run every day, Monday through Friday, not Saturday and Sunday. I'm going to have it be 15 minutes before, which is minus 15 minutes before sunset. I'm not going to restrict, but I am going to select the scene. I must do this or I'm incomplete. The evening scene, I click that, and we have now created our new timer. Let's go back and we can see this now visible, and we will see that it is set to run today at 7:29, 15 minutes before sunset. Now, the way that you can tell whether a timer was defined by within the interface, the widget interface, and whether it was defined within Design Center is whether there is a scene here at the bottom. If it has a scene, it was designed within the interface. If not, it was designed within Design Center. This concludes our overview of the new timer widget. As you can see, this is an exciting development as it provides an intuitive and easily accessible way for Vantage system users to access system timed events, both to anticipate upcoming timed events with an option to cancel the next event, and to add, modify, and enable or disable timers. I hope you'll have some fun with this. For those of you who are system integrators for Vantage, be sure to also watch the implementation video related to the timer widget. Have a great day.